And welcome or welcome back. If you are new here, my name is Justina. I'm a Western astrologer. I follow the tropical zodiac along with the whole sign system in all the forecasts on this channel. And this forecast is most accurate for the rising sign. However, you can also watch it for your moon sign or for your sun sign if you wish. If you are a returning viewer, welcome back and thank you for joining me today. So here in today's video, I'm going to talk about the solar eclipse. It's a partial solar eclipse in the sign of Scorpio happening on October the 25th at 2 degrees of Scorpio. So here, if you have any planets at around 2 degrees of either Taurus or Scorpio, then this solar eclipse is going to influence your impact on a deeper level. Now, if your birthday is on the 25th of October, then this coming solar year is going to be very, very important. There will be some major new beginnings in your life, a new path, a new direction. At the same time, you will be clearing away, moving away from a chapter phase as well. All right, so what is a solar eclipse? So a solar eclipse is 6 times stronger than a regular new moon. So it's a very powerful event that can already be felt even a month in advance, and it can last up to 6 months after the actual events of the eclipse. Now, we have already had 2 eclipses on Scorpio and Taurus axis this year, and these occurred between April and May. We had a solar eclipse in Taurus and a lunar eclipse in Scorpio. This time around, it's the other way around. So we start with a solar eclipse in Scorpio and we end with a lunar eclipse in Taurus. Now, a south node solar eclipse, it's about moving away from something and in order for something greater and bigger to emerge, to begin. So here with a solar eclipse being so strong, so powerful, this is a time of intensity in the air, a very anticipated time of the year as well. So here, while a lunar eclipse is a more internal event, connected to events produced by our feelings, by our emotions, a solar eclipse, on the other hand, is more external. This is when we deal with situations that we have not consciously triggered. Scorpio is a fixed sign, and a solar eclipse in a fixed sign suggests long-term finalizing results. Scorpio is a water sign, and a water eclipse is likely to influence waters, seas, rivers, emotions, psychological and spiritual matters. Now, here also Scorpio and Taurus, these are financial signs, and this eclipse and also the one in Taurus, the lunar eclipse on the 8th of November, these eclipses are also going to create long-lasting effects that will impact the economy, the trade, the financial sphere as well. Now, the planet that stands out at the time of this eclipse is Venus. Venus is closely aligned with both the sun and the moon. And here, since Venus governs the financial sphere, it governs love as well. Those people with natal or even progressed placements between 0 to 5 degrees in the Taurus and Scorpio polarity are especially subject to intense or powerful changes in these areas now and over the next few months, considering the fixed modality of this eclipse. Since Scorpio is ruled by both Mars and Pluto, Mars is the traditional ruler and Pluto is the modern ruler, we also looked at what is going on with these 2 planets in the chart for the eclipse. Here, Mars is already out of bounds at this point, acting out of the character, approaching its retrograde. Mars is connected to drive, courage, motivation, stamina, and here this motivation will slightly decrease at this point, and we will have to put more effort, put more energy into staying motivated, staying on track of our lives. Pluto makes an out of sign square with this solar eclipse. Thankfully, it is a separating aspect, but still there is that intensity. There is that need for transformation, regeneration as well. There could be an obstacle that comes along as well. However, we will discuss the influence of this eclipse for each sign individually. Just to summarize, a south node solar eclipse is about a clearing away process. So while you're starting something new, while you're choosing this new path in your life, taking a new direction, at the same time, you're also closing some chapters, especially since this solar eclipse is connected to that lunar eclipse we had back in May, on the 16th of May. That was a lunar eclipse in Scorpio. So there has already been some events happening in the area of life activated by these eclipses. And here we are continuing with the story, 2 degrees. So here, make sure that you check if you have any placements at around 2 degrees of either Scorpio or Taurus, because this will be very important. You will feel this eclipse on a much deeper level here. It's a very intense eclipse as well. Scorpio is a pretty intense, transformative sign, a sign connected to regeneration, death and rebirth. So here, very intense energies at this point. All right, so let's find out what this solar eclipse will create or will bring for you on a more personal level. Here, bear in mind, this horoscope is most accurate for the rising sign. However, you can also watch it for your moon sign or your sun sign if you wish. The timestamps are in the comment section and also in the description box down below this video. Thank you. Hello, Aries, and welcome to your horoscope for this coming solar eclipse in Scorpio. So here, this eclipse will activate your 8th house. The 8th house deals with money that comes through different source than your regular income. So this could be money that comes through commissions or bonuses, money that comes through investments as well, or perhaps some government schemes. This could be also the case. Now, inheritance, this may also be the case for some Aries. So whatever the scenario here, these eclipses on Taurus and Scorpio axis activate your money houses, your areas of finances. So first eclipse will be in the 8th house. The second one will be about some endings, conclusions related to your resources, possessions, your income. Your self-esteem and self-worth will be very much highlighted at this time as well, especially during the Taurus lunar eclipse on the 8th of November. All right, so a solar eclipse, a south node solar eclipse. So here, with a south node, perhaps some Aries might be completing a repayment, a debt repayment or a loan repayment at this time. Here, a south node is about moving away, clearing away a path in order to start something fresh and new. Now, you might also hear some news regarding your mortgage application. This is definitely prominent here in the 8th house. Now, some Aries might be also dealing with inheritance here. This is also the area of joint and shared resources. So here, with the solar eclipse being here, this is also a time when you might start a new chapter in your relationship, where you share and your resources and your finances, and you manage them together. All right, so we've got this square, this out of sign square coming from Pluto in Capricorn. Pluto is connected to a very intense, a very powerful energy. So this could be also about some pressure. Some of you might experience some pressure, and this could be a pressure regarding you having to repay some money. Perhaps you might have to repay your credit card or a loan or a debt if you own money to another person. So something or someone might also pressure you at this time. Now, if you have a student loan, this might also be on your mind, and you might have to make a plan on how you can repay it quicker and more consistently. So this is coming from Pluto in Capricorn, this pressure. Now, on a different level here, we've got the traditional ruler Mars. Mars is currently in your 3rd house of news, and Mars isn't retrograde yet. It's out of bounds. So you might also have some ideas. You might want to take some risks, concerning some investments, for instance, but obviously think things through, because you might be acting out of the character as per the Mars out of bounds traits. Now, on a different level, Mars will also connect with Mercury. Mercury is in Libra at this point, and this is a trine, an applying trine. So perhaps you might have some new ideas with your partner, or this could be related to a business partnership. You might want to collaborate with a friend, with a business partner. So this could be about an idea, and you might want to bring it to fruition. Since the 8th house is also the house connected to transformation, regeneration, this is also about you wanting to transform something in your life. This is also about the detox and moving away from some habits, long-term habits. Here, a fixed sign, a fixed solar eclipse offers an opportunity for building something stable, something with a long-term prospect. So here, transformation is definitely also the case, regeneration, especially since the moon rules your 4th house. So this is also about your home, where you come from, your roots, your heritage. And you might want to implement some changes as well throughout this eclipses season into your home life as well. You might question your, well, how happy you are at your home, whether something needs to change. Here, any new moon, any full moon will always influence your home life, but here, a solar eclipse or a lunar eclipse will influence your home life on a much deeper level. So here, a home-related matter may also come into light. All right, so thank you very much, Iris. I wish you a happy or a pleasant solar eclipse, and let's move into the next sign. Thank you very much. Hello, Taurus, and welcome to your horoscope for this coming solar eclipse in Scorpio. It's a very intense eclipse. It's a south node eclipse happening in your 7th house. So in general, these 2 eclipses are very important for you because they are happening on the Taurus and Scorpio axis. So they will influence you on a deeper level. This is about your relationship, partnerships, business partnerships, generally people with whom you have contracts as well. Now, depending on your circumstances, if you are single, you might decide you want to end your single life and you want to look for a partner. You are ready to commit. This could be a crucial moment in your life. Now, here, the south node, you're clearing away a path, you're moving away from some ideas, some habits, and you're making space for something new and great to begin. And the energies are in your favor because your ruler is in the 7th house of partnership. So this is where the energies are centered. The sun, the moon, there's also Venus is present here. Now, with the north node this year and until mid next year, in your sign, you are lucky generally if you do things independently. However, here this eclipse gives you this really strong opportunity for building a solid foundation of something new, of a new relationship, of a new business partnership. At the same time, if you are already in a relationship, this could be a fresh start. This could be a rebirth, an opportunity for starting well, something fresh, for a fresh start in your relationship, especially if things haven't been going well recently, then you might actually find this eclipse pretty transformative, because here that's what Scorpio is about. It's about transformation. So you might experience a sense of transformation in your one-to-one relationships. Now, this also eclipse could be related to a new business partnership, an opportunity to collaborate with another. So a very strong eclipse. Generally here, if you are single, these eclipses on the Taurus and Scorpio axis, which started in April, May, and they will still carry on next year, they are likely to bring someone into your life, someone with whom you will be able to create a solid relationship. Because here, when the eclipses occur on the 1st and 7th axis, this is about us and this is about our relationship. So here, depending on your circumstances, this is where the energies are present. It's about one-to-one relationships here for you. Now, what else do we have in here? You are likely to feel pretty good at this time because here Venus is connected to the sun and the moon, and you seek intensity. You seek intensity. You seek powerful experiences, and even experiences, relationships, bonds that will kind of connect, where you can connect on a deeper level. Now, the moon rules your third house, so you might also receive some news that could feel quite transformative. Pluto will connect with this solar eclipse in an out of sign square. So there could be also some pressure coming from someone who comes from a foreign country, foreign place, or perhaps if you are planning to travel with your partner, then you might have to, well, some of you might be also experience some pressure, some stress related to passport, visa application, and you might be pressured to get this sorted within a certain time frame. So here the solar eclipse could also be about marriage, could also be about engagement. It could be also about you signing new contracts, new agreements related to a property, to a land, to a purchase or a rental, for example, since the sun rules your fourth house. So if you're going to be signing anything, also make sure you read everything, you think things through, because here solar eclipses bring major changes, major new beginnings as well. So this is about something really crucial, something big. So you want to make things right, especially since Mars is already out of bounds, and Mars is out of bounds in your second house. So you will have to be cautious about your spending, your money spending habits, especially in the coming months or weeks even. Now, if this isn't related to marriage or you meeting someone or generally love, then this also can be related to you joining forces with another. So you might seek help from someone, from a specialist, an agent, for example, or an architect, someone that will help you to reach a certain goal, a certain milestone. So if this is an architect, for example, you might be signing some agreements with this person, and this person will help you with a home-related project. So this could be one case scenario, since the sun rules your sphere of home and family foundation, and the seventh house is related to contracts, agreements, and so the third house is related to communication. So this could be also the case. Now, there is this pressure coming from Pluto, so you will have to kind of, maybe there could be a challenge to overcome, or perhaps someone might disagree with your opinion, for example, around this time. So you will have to also think things through and not let anyone overpower you around this time or disempower you. All right, so here, thank you very much, Taurus. I wish you a pleasant solar eclipse, and let's move to the next sign. Hello, Geminis, and welcome to your horoscope for this coming solar eclipse in Scorpio here, happening at 2 degrees of Scorpio in your 6th house. So the first thing that comes into my mind is your diet. Oftentimes with a strong activation of a solar eclipse or an important transit, this could indicate a change related to your diet, to your everyday routine. So perhaps you might want to, or some of you might want to become vegan, vegetarian, pescatarian. So here your dietary choices might change. This is a south node eclipse, a solar eclipse. So while you start something new in your life, at the same time you are moving away from something else. You're clearing away a path for something bigger and better to come in place. So this could be one case scenario. Now, on a different level, you might be also dealing with, you might be dealing with some medical checkups, appointments, but on a bigger scale, because here the 6th house is also the house that deals with illnesses. But at the same time, this could be related to a treatment, the beginning of an important treatment, health treatment. Since with the south node in the 6th house, you may have experienced Well, a decrease in vitality temporarily. I'm not a medical astrologer. This is what the South Node could produce at times. Now, on a different level here, this could be related to your employment, your work. And if you have your own business, you might see that someone, an employee, might leave unexpectedly, even in the weeks leading towards this eclipse. You might feel let down by this person, but at the same time, perhaps a few days after this eclipse, or generally during the eclipses season, you may find someone else who will replace this person, and this new employee will bring a very strong satisfaction. So don't give up, don't get discouraged if this kind of if this something like this happens to you, because this could be the beginning of something bigger, even though at first it might feel disappointing, but then something really great might happen after a few days, after a few weeks. Now, with the sixth house, also this could be related to a babysitter, a housekeeper. You might also experience changes in this sphere. So if you have a babysitter, she might also leave, and this could create a disruption to your daily routine, and you might see that someone else comes into your life, a better person, a better fit for your family. So here, depending on your circumstances, I'm just giving you some examples now. Here, your work, your employment is definitely highlighted as well. The sixth house is the house of work, the house of labor, the house of service. This is where we have to put more effort into anything that we do. It's about hard work, consistency as well, precision, attention to detail. These are the keywords of this eclipse for you specifically, because it's happening in the sixth house. So whatever that you do, you will have to put more effort. You will have to be more detail oriented as well, because this is when you get the best results when it comes to seeking a new housekeeper, a new babysitter, a new employee for your business. Now, this is also about changing jobs. You might be changing jobs, you might be moving to a different department, or perhaps this could be related to a new project. You might be changing projects here. I'm saying changing because the South Node is often connected to, well, changing circumstances. And as a result of that, you move into something different, but it might be a much better experience at the same time. Right. Now, a new pet might also welcome your home. Definitely here possible. Generally, changes connected to your daily life, daily routine. This is also definitely prominent here. Now, Pluto will square this eclipse. It's an out of sign square coming from your 8th house. So this could be related to some delays concerning payments, especially if you have your own business. Make sure that you received your money, or if you have been expecting any commission or any bonuses payouts, make sure that you also check your statements, make sure that you received that money, that everything is fine and correct, or that you received the correct amount. All right, so Mars is in your sign, out of bounds at this point. So, well, this could make you want to take more risks, or perhaps you might act out of the character at times. This is just the beginning of the story. But generally, Mars will slow down from the 22nd. So you will have to be more patient and take it easy, because it might be more difficult to reach your goals until January. So take it easy, enjoy the energies of this transformative eclipse, and let's move into the next sign. Thank you very much. Hello, Cancers, and welcome to your horoscope for this coming solar eclipse in Scorpio, a very intense, a very transformative eclipse as well. All right, so here, any eclipse, any full moon, any lunar eclipse, they influence you on a deeper level. And this eclipse especially could create intense emotions, intense feelings, even power struggles, or perhaps, well, some emotional outbursts. All right, so here we go, as a South Node solar eclipse. So a South Node eclipse is about clearing away, moving away from something that outlived its purpose, outlived its meaning in your life, doesn't align with who you want to be or who you want to become. So at the same time, you make space for something better and greater to emerge. All right, so here we go, the fifth house. So this is about the romantic sphere of your life, the children, conception as well. For many Cancers, this could be a time when you decide you want to try for a baby. So generally, the aspect of becoming a parent will come into play for many Cancers, because Cancer is the sign connected to home, the sign connected to the mother, to nurturing, to the caring energy. So here, for this reason, many Cancers or many individuals with Cancer rising will have their children or the idea of having children on their minds. Now, on a different level, this could be related to some major new beginnings in your children's life. So they might be getting married, engaged, they might be completing an important chapter in their life, and at the same time starting a major chapter. So this is definitely here the case. Now, the fifth house is also the second house of your parents. So perhaps your parents might decide they want to purchase a property, a piece of land. So they might want to invest their money. Changes in the financial sphere generally could take place in your parents' life as well. They might need your advice, they might need your help as well, your support. So here, you might hear from them, they might be prominent in your life. Venus rules your fourth house. So generally, the element of home is definitely here prominent, especially since Venus is so connected to this solar eclipse. So there could be also some major new beginnings at your home as well. The only thing that stands out is Pluto in Capricorn. So we've got this out of sign square coming from Pluto in Capricorn. So perhaps if you are already in a relationship, here Pluto is almost in your eighth house. And in traditional astrology, if a planet is 5 degrees away from the next house, from the next house cusp, this suggests that the influence of this planet is already prominent in that house. So here Pluto is less than 5 degrees away from your eighth house cusp in the whole sign system. So it already influences your eighth house to a certain extent. So perhaps there could be some disagreements, especially if you are already in a relationship or if you're married, then there could be some financial pressure or a disagreement connected to finances that may occur with your partner. Now, this could be related to some expenses also related to your children, to parenting. Now, what else? Now, with the fifth house, this is also about some new hobbies, new interests. And with the fourth house also being influenced of home, perhaps some Cancers might also decide they want to rent out their property and make it a business. Make it a business like Airbnb. So you might want to make business through Airbnb, through property rental. Here, the sun rules your second house. This is a solar eclipse in the fifth house that is connected to rentals. And this could be also the case for some people. Now, Mars is in your 12th house until March 2023. So you are working from behind the scene, or some of you might be working from behind the scene on some major project that will especially be prominent next year when Mars moves into your sign after March the 26th. So here, you definitely benefit from working independently until March. Mars in the 12th house, the energies are hidden away, but you can really you can focus well if you work on your own, if you work independently. All right, so here we go. Now, the fifth house is also related to your skills, to your talents. And for some Cancers, this could be also some new beginnings related to freelancing or becoming a self-employed individual. All right, so thank you very much. I wish you a pleasant solar eclipse, and let's move into the next sign. Hello, Leos, and welcome to your horoscope for this coming solar eclipse in Scorpio. Now, Scorpio and Leo, these are both fixed signs, and fixed signs, they enjoy routine, they enjoy long-term stability or perhaps long-term potential when it comes to any projects, any ideas. Now, with the fixed modality, oftentimes it might be difficult to kind of start something, but once you do, you will get through to the end. This is so Taurian, but also this is connected to fixed energy. All right, so here we go, a solar eclipse in your fourth house. So we had two of these eclipses on Scorpio and Taurus axis between April and May. Last time we had a lunar eclipse in Scorpio. This time around, we've got a solar eclipse in Scorpio. So a solar eclipse is about something new, a fresh start, especially since it's happening at 2 degrees of Scorpio. So this suggests a fresh territory, something new, something fresh. All right, so with a south node, bear in mind you are also clearing away a path. You're moving away from something that doesn't belong in your life anymore, something that lost its spark and purpose connected to your home, heritage, family. All right, so here we go, something, and then you start something new. So many Leos might be relocating. Remember, this isn't a story that has just begun. We are dealing with the eclipses, the family of eclipses, or a series that began in April, May, and it will still carry on next year. So this is a continuation of a story. All right, so you might be moving, selling, or renting. This is definitely the case, renovating as well. There is some transformation that is taking place. Scorpio is the sign of transformation, death, and rebirth, regeneration. So you are regenerating these emotional energies here on a deeper level. Now, this could be also related to someone moving into your house, someone moving out from your house. Definitely, there's this need for seeking emotional safety and security with this solar eclipse. Now with Venus here, this is also about seeking harmony, seeking balance. So depending on your circumstances, if you are moving, if you are renting out, or perhaps if you are generally if you're relocating, so whatever the scenario, you want to feel emotionally safe. You want to feel emotionally connected to your place, to your home. So here, these are the changes that are going on or taking place. At the same time, the lunar eclipse in Taurus on the 8th of November will bring some endings related to your public life, to your outside world, to your career. There will be some more challenging energies happening because that eclipse on the 8th of November will be closely aligned with Uranus. So the changes that occur will be unexpected, will be quick and sudden. Here with the solar eclipse in Scorpio, the energies are slightly different. Now we've got this out of sign square coming from Pluto and Capricorn. So at the same time, there could be some pressure coming regarding some work-related commitments, regarding some commitments related to your daily responsibilities. So you might be also restructuring your daily life, your daily schedule, your diet as well. All right, Mars is connecting with Mercury in a trine. Mercury is in your third house. So there could be a social aspect that is connected to this eclipse. There could be an opportunity for perhaps going out, socializing, or perhaps generally there could be this stimulation to communicate with others, to socialize as well, even though the energies are centered in the bottom of your chart, in the lower sphere of your chart, which indicates a need to be at home, to connect to your home. But with Mars connecting with Mercury, there could be also this need to communicate with someone, to discuss, perhaps to share your ideas, your thoughts with another person, or to bring some of your ideas into light. Maybe if it isn't connected to socializing, this could be connected to some of your ideas, goals as well, that you might want to bring to fruition, a vision map even. All right, so this solar eclipse will definitely influence you on a deeper level because the sun is your chart ruler. So with this eclipse being so strong and with Venus also prominent here, you will feel these energies definitely much earlier, much sooner than others. All right, so thank you, Leos. I wish you a pleasant solar eclipse, and let's move into the next sign. Thank you. Hello, Virgos, and welcome to your horoscope for this coming solar eclipse in Scorpio. This solar eclipse will take place in your third house. So this is related to studying, learning, communication. Now here, this is also related to your community, your life within your community. So let's discuss it in more depth. So here with the third house, first of all, this solar eclipse positively influences jobs related to proofreading, to editing, to research. That's Scorpio. Research is very prominent here. You might have very good research skills with Scorpio being on your third house cusp. Now, this eclipse will also benefit jobs related to, public speaking, sales, teaching even as well, presenting your work, of some sort. All right, so here these jobs are definitely prominent, and if you work in an industry connected to this kind of jobs, then you are likely to see that some new opportunities, new doors open up for you during this eclipse season, or perhaps in the 6 months following this eclipse, but probably sooner. So here, a south node eclipse, solar eclipse, is about, first of all, you're moving away from something. You're closing some chapters in your life. You're closing some doors in your life, and you make space for something new and better to emerge, to begin. So here, this is also related to learning. You might be also learning short courses, refreshing some skills or learning new skills. This is definitely connected to mental stimulation. Now, the third house may also trigger your mental health. And this is also about, especially since the sun rules your 12th house, this is also about you seeking more confidence. Might not relate to everyone, but this could also be the case. Seeking more confidence in your intellect, in your ability to present your work, in your ability to communicate as well. So for some Virgos, this could be a time when you take some public speaking classes, or perhaps generally classes or lessons that will help you to express yourself with more ease. So here communication, learning is definitely emphasized. Now on a different level, you might also decide you want to expand your connections or get involved in your life within your community. This is also about short distance travel. So generally you want to meet, get or learn about your surroundings, get to know people that live close to you. You want to reach out to people who are in your community at this time, rather than people who are far away. So this is about your life within your community. There could be also new beginnings, major changes happening in your area. Perhaps there could be a new shopping center, a new supermarket, for example, or a major festival. This could be definitely the case here with the third house. Now, for some Virgos, this could be also a stimulation for taking a very important trip that could be very transformative for you. Now, the third house also rules our siblings, so perhaps there could be changes, major changes happening in your siblings' life. Perhaps they might be getting married, engaged, they might be relocating. You might also receive some important news through email, text, phone call. Now, Pluto will form an out of sign square with this eclipse. So perhaps someone might pressure you. Now, if you are self-employed or if you're a freelancer, perhaps the person who asked you or employed you for a specific task, they might stress you out and they might want the project to be completed sooner, or they might be overly demanding. So you might also keep an eye on that. Venus rules your second house, so this could be also related to you making a major purchase. There could be a stimulation for buying something, an object of desire, for example. All right, so here we go, Virgos. Mars is still in your in your 10th house. Its energies are slowing down, and it will station retrograde on the 30th, 31st of this month. And from that moment in the time, things will slow down in your career, or perhaps it will be difficult to finalize some projects. It will be like walking through mud, and you will have to be more patient with yourself and with others. Something to keep in mind. However, don't lose hope. This is temporary. Take it as a chance to review, reassess your career and your career growth, development, because next year will bring lots of major new beginnings. All right, so thank you very much, Virgos. I wish you a pleasant solar eclipse, and let's move into the next sign. Thank you very much. Hello, Libras, and welcome to your horoscope for this coming solar eclipse, a partial solar eclipse in the sign of Scorpio, the sign connected to regeneration, transformation, as well as intensity. And this is happening in your sphere of income, finances. So you had a lunar eclipse here in May, and that lunar eclipse was connected to some endings. At the same time, you had those major new beginnings in the 8th house. So generally, these eclipses on Scorpio and Taurus axis, these are about money and your income, your investments, generally the finances in your life. So they bring new beginnings and some endings. So you had some endings, you had some new beginnings as well, happening between April and May, connected to your money sphere. Now, this time around, you've got a solar eclipse in Scorpio in your 2nd house and a lunar eclipse in the 8th house. So that lunar eclipse on the 8th of November, it could be connected to some unexpected expenses, sudden, unforeseen, for example. Here, I will discuss it further in my video about the eclipse in Taurus, but just to give you some heads up, while this eclipse in Scorpio in the 2nd house, this is about some new beginnings related to your income. A solar eclipse is about something fresh and new, and it's happening at a very early degree of Scorpio. So you are dealing with a new situation at the same time with the South Node involved. You are moving away, where perhaps you are decluttering, getting rid of some resources, possessions that you no longer need. You might be buying something new. Perhaps you might be replacing your computer, your screen, or some other electronic devices that you use for work. So that would be the South Node, the moving away, the clearing away. Now, at the same time, you make space for something new and better to emerge, to begin. So here, as I said, you might be replacing some important possessions, resources, especially the ones that help you at your work. Here, the moon rules your 10th house of career. Pluto is squaring. There's an out of sign square that comes from Pluto towards this eclipse. So here, there could be this pressure as well, and as I said, perhaps just around this eclipse, your computer might break, your screen, your phone, so whatever that you use that you need for work, for making money. And here you will have to buy a replacement. There could be this pressure to get this replacement, to get that new computer, new printer in place. Now, at the same time, for many Libras, this could be a beginning of a new venture, of a new business venture, of a new source of income. If you are self-employed, perhaps there could be a new client on the horizon, and this new client could be a great source of income. So if you're, for example, an agent or accountant, if you're self-employed or freelancer, so this new client could kind of act as a new income revenue, an additional income revenue. Many Libras might be also starting new jobs, because here the moon rules your 10th house of career. So this is an important eclipse that influences your career, and any eclipse will influence your career because the moon rules your career sphere, your outside world. Here, Venus rules your 8th house of investments, of finances. Venus is closely aligned with this with this new moon. So pay attention, especially if you have any important placements on Taurus and Scorpio axis around 2 degrees. You will especially go through these financial changes in your life. But whatever the scenario here, some new doors will open up for you connected to new income, new source of income, a new job, a new career even. And this could be pretty empowering because Scorpio, even though it can be scary, it can be transformative, but at the same time, this is about a greater self-empowerment. Your self-esteem might also increase as a result of these changes. Now, so here we go. That's the second house. This is also about, well, you might be also, well, depending on your age, but this is also about your retirement plan. All right, so we've got Mars out of bounds already, slowing down. So if you're going to be traveling from now until January, make sure that you prepare and you take it easy because Mars will be slowly moving into its retrograde motion. And when Mars is retrograde here, things can be slightly delayed, especially the ones for you connected to foreign travel, international business affairs, or even anything to do with legal matters, visa, passport applications as well. So take it easy if you haven't applied yet. If you're going to apply now during this period, then you will have to be patient because you might have to do things twice. You will have to double check if the documents reach their destination, if you don't hear from whoever it is that you're dealing with within a time frame that was promised. All right, so this is on a side note, but other than that here, I think this will be a pretty interesting eclipse for you. So hopefully an eclipse that will improve your financial sphere. Now, the final thing is that Venus, your ruler, will be closely aligned with this eclipse. So this is really positive. And this eclipse could really bring some positive news on situations, opportunities that could empower you quite deeply, quite personally. That's because Venus, your ruler, is also here so prominent. Thank you very much. I wish you a pleasant solar eclipse, and let's move into the next sign. Hello, Scorpios, and welcome to your horoscope for this coming new moon solar eclipse in Scorpio. And this solar eclipse is happening in your sign, in your first house. And this is a very important solar eclipse. Of course, it's happening in your sign in Scorpio. My sign is Scorpio rising too. I can already feel the intensity of this eclipse. I have this inner desire, urge even, to accomplish certain goals that I didn't have the motivation to accomplish for a long time. I feel impatient even, Mars is in the 8th house. This is the house of transformation. This is the traditional ruler of Scorpio. So you might be dealing with some transformative issues in your life, approaching some dilemmas you didn't have the courage to approach before. This is about some new beginnings concerning you, your goals, your ambitions, things that perhaps you didn't have the motivation to deal with before. Now this solar eclipse might create this inner urge. So that's what I am experiencing. Most certainly, the moon rules your 9th house, so you might be dealing with legal documents, passport, visa applications. This is the case in my case scenario. So this could be also the case in your life. And you know what? It's great. It's a great eclipse for doing so, because I believe that we are especially motivated to deal with certain ideas, matters in our lives, if the energies are in our favor, and they are. Venus is in Scorpio, made a great impression on others. And you've got this beautiful aura surrounded around you. So it's a really good time also for getting yourself out there, for dealing with any goals and dreams and hopes that you didn't dealt with before. This is about you. Now, you might be also changing your physical appearance, your hairstyle, and also this is about some goals, long-term plans, fixed. This is a fixed eclipse. It's about something with a long-term prospect, a long-term potential. So that's all great. Mars will connect in a trine with Mercury. So here you've got this inner motivation to reach your goals and milestones, even if they might be happening from behind the scene, even if you might want to keep some of them private, that's okay. That's Scorpio energy. You don't have to reveal everything, because obviously with Scorpio, there is some mystery, there is some secrecy, without a doubt. But generally, some major new beginnings concerning you, your persona, your physical appearance, your goals, ambitions, and this could be pretty empowering as well. All right, Scorpio, so here we go. Thank you very much. I wish you a pleasant solar eclipse, and let's move into the next sign. Hello, Sagittarians, and welcome to your horoscope for this coming solar eclipse in Scorpio in your 12th house. So the 12th house deals with matters that are secret, that are hidden. There is a strong focus on your mental health as well. A solar eclipse is 6 times stronger than a regular new moon. We've got Venus here. Scorpio is a very intense sign, a sign that is about transformation, regeneration, rebirth. So you might go through some transformative experiences at this time. You might seek help from a psychotherapist or a psychologist. So here, going on a therapy might be beneficial for you at this time. You might need it. You might be stimulated to seek some help at this point in life. Now, soul searching, spiritual awakening, this is definitely the case, and it might be the case for many Sagittarians. And you might be also working from behind the scene on something big, on something significant and meaningful. Here, this could be a new business idea related to something spiritual, something connected to astrology, or perhaps coaching, spiritual coaching or life coaching. Now, here, the sun rules your 9th house. The 9th house is connected to generally people who share their wisdom, to give advice. So for this reason, I mentioned coaches, spiritual coaches, life coaches. Now, also you may, or well, you might be dealing also with some legal matters, visa applications, passport application, because you might feel like going away. You might feel like traveling, relocating. The 12th house is related to foreign places. So there could be an inner desire to travel, to be somewhere else, to be away from your physical home. Now, the 12th house also deals with institutions, hospitals. So you might also visit someone, a relative, a friend at a hospital. Now, with the 12th house activation, there's also a need for compassion, for empathy. So here, charity work, volunteering is also often the case with a solar eclipse in the 12th house, but it will be something that would last, well, at least 6 months. It's not something that you just going to do for a day or so. It's something that has a long-term prospect, some kind of charity work, volunteering of some sort, generally sharing your time, sharing your energy with others without expecting anything in return. All right, so working from behind the scene, dealing with your mental health, spiritual awakening, soul searching, these are very prominent and popular events that may occur throughout a solar eclipse activating your 12th house. Now here we also have Mars, so Mercury will apply to trine Mars. So perhaps some of your long-term goals and ideas may also come to fruition, or perhaps you might want to start to implement some of those ideas into your life, or create a strategy how you could to make some of those hopes and goals make a reality. Now, Jupiter, your ruler, will change signs shortly after this eclipse. And this could indicate shift of energy, a new direction, a new focus, perhaps a greater focus on your home, on your emotional safety and security, emotional well-being in general throughout November and the first 3 weeks of December. All right, Sagittarians, thank you so much for your attention. I hope this solar eclipse brings some interesting ideas and some great new beginnings into your life. Thank you very much, and let's move into the next sign. Hello, Capricorns, and welcome to your horoscope for this coming solar eclipse in Scorpio happening in your 11th house. So this is about friendships, group activities, large events. Now with the solar eclipse here, South Node eclipse, in the weeks leading towards this eclipse, some of you might, you might lose a friend in some way. Perhaps a friend might relocate, they might have a baby, they might change their jobs, perhaps their lifestyle may change and it might be different from yours. And as a result of that, chapter of this friendship will come to an end. At the same time, this eclipse may or is likely to attract a new friend, a new person into your life in the next few months, up to 6 months, but probably sooner, who will better align with your lifestyle, better align with your life in general. So generally, new friendship might be on the horizon if in the weeks leading towards this eclipse, you feel like you lost a friend for one reason or another. Don't get discouraged. Don't give up. Don't lose hope, because someone else will come into your life. This eclipse will attract another person into your life. Now, with Venus involved, for those of you who are single, you may meet a romantic partner, a significant and deep relationship may come into your life with someone that you meet through friends, or perhaps if you are planning on attending a large event of some sort, then you may also meet a romantic partner throughout this time. Obviously, it might not relate to everyone, but it might be the case because here Venus is present. Venus rules your sphere of romance, the 5th house. It is in the 11th house. So here, meeting someone through your friends, meeting someone through a social event or a group activity is definitely prominent because Venus is connected to this solar eclipse very strongly. So so keep an eye open, and don't miss that opportunity. Now here, since the 11th house is also the house of our hopes, our long-term goals and plans, and Scorpio is a fixed sign. Fixed energy is about stability, about a routine. There is a long-term potential for creating, for building something with a solid foundation. So here you might create a vision map. Some of your dreams and goals may come into fruition as well. Now, the 11th house is also the house that deals with clubs, community. So you might join a new group, a new organization. Generally, there might be this strong need for getting yourself out there, for meeting new people, for expanding your horizons, for expanding your connections, for networking as well. Now, your ruler Saturn is now or will be at this point in a direct motion. So that's really great because this should improve your financial prospects moving forward. When Saturn was retrograde since the beginning of June, here the finances, generally accumulating wealth and growing your income may have been slightly difficult over this period. Now with Saturn being direct, there should be a shift of energy and things should be moving at a different pace. Saturn will leave this house next year, and you will see that at that point, your financial situations should improve substantially because by that point, you will have hopefully learned all the lessons that Saturn wanted you to learn, connected to building a secure, financially secure life. Now, we've got also a trine between Mars and Mercury, so this will help you to, well, especially if you're going to work on any important projects, ideas connected to your work, career, growth. These might also go very well for you because here, Mars, the planet of motivation, drive, and courage, connecting well with Mercury, the planet of communication, can bring some really positive results and outcomes for you. All right, so here we go. Now, Venus also rules your 10th house. So this eclipse may also bring some opportunities of some sort in the weeks to come, connected to your career growth. Right, so here we go. Thank you very much. I wish you a pleasant solar eclipse, and let's move into the next sign. Hello, Aquarius, and welcome to your horoscope for this coming solar eclipse in the sign of Scorpio, happening on October the 25th. And this solar eclipse will activate your 10th house. So here, this is about your outside world, your public life, your professional life path. Now, here with this solar eclipse, this could be this could be related to a new business. This could be related to a new position, or perhaps you might be moving to a different department, starting a new role at a new organization, at a new company. And since the South Node is here, you may have to give up something before you move into this new role, new position, before you take on this extra or increased responsibility. Because here with a solar eclipse and Venus involved, this is related to something large, something major. And if you feel like there isn't really anything happening in your life that could influence this massive growth and opportunity, then things might change either around the 25th or in the at least 3 months following this eclipse. There could be a sudden shift of energy, new opportunities, new ideas as well. So it doesn't have to happen on the day of the eclipse, but this is the influence of up to 6 months. So here, Venus is here, that's amazing, and the solar eclipse. So this is huge. This is huge, and it's a really great time for growth, for climbing career ladder. Now, since Venus is also connected to love and relationships, and the Sun rules your 7th house, many Aquarians may change their status, public status. You might get engaged or married. This could be the case. Now, I just remembered, of course, Venus is connected to finances as well. So perhaps whatever that you do, perhaps either if it is related to marriage or a better position, generally your public persona should, whatever the circumstances, the events that happen following this eclipse are likely to improve your public status, improve your public image as well. Here, Venus brings this very charming and beautiful energy at the very top of the chart, which is related to your outside world, your career, your professional life path. Nothing can be hidden there. Everything is out there. So that's your career, that's your outside world. Now, also, we've got this square with Pluto. It's an out of sign square coming from the 12th house. So perhaps if you're going to get married, perhaps this will require relocation, or perhaps if you're planning on taking a new role, if you're going to start a new business, perhaps you might have to travel. The 12th house is connected to foreign places, so you might have to be out of your home more often than usual. Might not relate to everyone, but this could be the case, because here the South Node wants you to give up something. So maybe you will giving up the lifestyle that you had up until now. Perhaps you're giving up your single life. You might be giving up your position. So here Pluto might create an obstacle as well, and you might have to be in a different place, different to your home, a foreign place, a place that's foreign to you. Soon after, you will have a lunar eclipse in Taurus, and that lunar eclipse will bring endings, conclusions to your home. But that's on the 8th, and things will be happening around the 8th of November rather quickly, suddenly, spontaneously as well. Uranus will be in a close proximity to the lunar eclipse in Taurus, but that's on the 8th of November. Here on the 25th, you've got Venus here, you've got the Sun and the Moon in Scorpio. So this is something intense and powerful, but at the same time, it's happening in a very important area of life. So you'll be making some important decisions here in the next few weeks or even months. Now, Saturn is in a direct motion at this point as well, so you will see that things will be moving, in a kind of easier way. I don't want to say faster way, because Mars will be a retrograde soon, but at least Saturn is in a direct motion, happy in Aquarius in your sign. So This is also about taking charge of your life. This is also about becoming more responsible, making responsible and mature decisions. This is what's going on here with you until March next year. And when Saturn moves into Pisces, you will have to take care of your finances from March next year. And you might have additional expenses. You might have to be more careful and think things through before making any major purchases. You will have to take a more responsible approach to your money spending, towards your money spending habits. Now, those who are not good with money, they will especially feel this transit in a more difficult way, especially. But if you're good with your money, if you're good at saving, then and managing your finances, then Saturn in Pisces might not be that scary. Right, so here coming back to this eclipse, Mars is in your 5th house, and there is a trine between Mars and Mercury. So that's actually positive, because here you will be able to see the bigger picture of whatever decisions you have to take. Mercury and Mars will help you to see the bigger picture of the decisions that you have to take moving forward. All right, thank you so much. I wish you a pleasant solar eclipse. And let's move into the next sign. Thank you very much. All right, so hello Pisces, and welcome to your horoscope for this coming solar eclipse in Scorpio. And here Scorpio is a water sign, same as you Pisces. So you might actually be pretty all right with these energies, intense but still watery. All right, so this is happening in your 9th house. The 9th house deals with matters related to well, legal matters, anything to do with college and university, or perhaps anything to do with foreign travel, foreign places primarily. Now, topics related to immigration may come up. So here, if you have been thinking about relocating to another country, then you might actually decide you want to do that in the near future. Solar eclipses are 6 times stronger than a regular new moon. This is about some major changes, something important. So you'll be making some important decisions connected to your life direction. And here you seek to broaden your horizons, to broaden your wisdom as well. So for this reason, if you have been thinking about moving to a different country, then this solar eclipse might be a breaking point, and it's you might decide you want to move, you want to change your place of residence. Now here, if you have been thinking about getting a citizenship or a green card, then here with this solar eclipse you may also take that first step to apply to get it sorted, or perhaps you might receive it if you apply it throughout the first series of eclipses on the Scorpio and Taurus axis between April and May. Now, since Scorpio is the sign related to finances, you might be contemplating the cost of higher education, the cost of college. If you've been thinking about returning to college, returning to studying, and if you have been wanting to gain a degree or an additional degree, then cost of the degree or the university fees may be also something that you might be considering or reviewing, reassessing around this time. Now, if you are involved in any legal matters, then here the 9th house is connected to law and legal matters. Then with Venus influence here, you might see that some aspects of these legal matters might be in your favor. You might receive some really positive news, or perhaps you might have more hope moving forward. Right, so here with the 9th house also, this is about the change when it comes to your taste, taste of movies, taste of books. There is this need for new experiences, for travel. This could be also a time when you have an opportunity to book this important trip, overseas trip that you always wanted to take. Now, here, new experiences related to expansion of wisdom, of new horizons are also very much prominent with this eclipse. Mercury and Mars will connect in a trine. So this is also beneficial when it comes to any money that comes through any investments, when it comes to any money that comes through international business affairs, because here the 9th house is connected to anything that's foreign, and Venus rules your 8th house of money that comes through different sources and income. So perhaps some money might arrive through international business affairs. Now, here, while I remember, there could be also an opportunity for some Pisces to work for an international organization here. Or perhaps if you've been wanting to publish a book, or if you are a broadcaster or a publisher, then you might also be pretty lucky with any projects, any ideas around this eclipse. All right, Pisces, I wish you a pleasant solar eclipse. Thank you very much. All right, so we reached the final sign for this forecast. Thank you very much for your attention. I hope you enjoyed this video. I wish you a pleasant and fruitful solar eclipse. This one should be pretty straightforward. And the one in November might be more challenging. Here, Uranus will be very much prominent. Uranus is the planet connected to anything that happens out of the blue suddenly and quickly. In the moment that when we least expect it. So expect the unexpected, but in the meantime, enjoy the intensity of Scorpio, and I'll see you in my next video. Thank you and bye for now.